Hi friends, I've got Sue Carlson's quilt up here on the quilting bed. She is new to my quilting studio and I am very happy to see her quilt over here. Let me show you what's happening. Look at those sunflowers. The design I'm actually putting on it is my sunflower design. Look at that beautiful bold flower right there. Here's another one. Look at on the backing. You can really see it with the model backing right there. Doing in the goldenrod color of thread, it's bringing so much brightness to this quilt. It's all floral, and this is a great design to add to it. This quilt is 50 inches by 62. She's making this for her nephew's wife. I'm sure she's going to really enjoy the sunniness of this quilt. Couple things. One is she's planning on doing self-binding. If you tell me ahead of time that you want to do self-binding, I will do a technique to try to keep the stitching inside just a little bit more, so it'll be easier for you to trim your quilt in preparation for the self-binding. The other thing is she brought her own batting. She has a nice soft Pellon batting right here. You're welcome to bring your own, or I have 4 different types of batting here of different stages and densities and qualities. The piecing on the back, she had a little bit of piecing because the back wasn't quite big enough. And so a couple of things is, not only does she have a horizontal piece going this way, which is always my favorite, she also had to add some leaders down this way in order to make the quilt wide enough. So here's these leaders that she's added. She's pressed them open, which is fine. So what I'm doing is I'm actually keeping the quilt just past the edge of this seam line, because when she trims it, I don't want to have to get this piecing on the backing into the binding. I want her to be able to not have that extra amount of bulk. So I'm leaning the quilt just a tad this way to keep it onto the fabric leader and not onto the piecing if possible. So if you piece the back of it, bring it to my attention so that we can talk about where the piecing is going to land and how it's going to affect the binding, and I can be aware of how you've pieced the quilt. The other thing is she actually pieced together her batting, which I am all about. I have no problem with that. I think it's great to be able to salvage batting. It can be expensive and you've got these pieces left over. Let's use them. I'm very happy about it. Again, if you've pieced your batting, bring it to my attention so I know what I'm getting into when I get ready to do the quilt. I'm aware of what you've done. I can make the very best situation out of your quilting experience, which is always what I want to do. That fluffy batting is causing a little bit of poofiness in the quilt, which I think is exactly what she's looking for, and gives it that old-fashioned quilted quality, which is so much fun in a quilt like this.